I'm Lexi. I'm in the US. It is March 1st and it is time for more new snacks. I'm just gonna have to keep doing these, aren't I? Okay. I have quite the selection today. Let's start with the cereal so that the milk doesn't get warm. This is banana caramel Cheerios. And I was really excited to try these because I've made the banoffee pie and the banoffee pudding, which was like the banana pudding with caramel in it, and the banana and caramel flavor profile has really become a favorite in my family. I just can't get away from it. And now they're doing Cheerios with that same flavor profile. And this is, I think, the first time that I've seen banana and caramel together in an American-made product. Could be wrong on that. But I've got some milk here. If I can manage to not spill it, that would be a great thing. Just gonna pour some in there. It was a little more than I meant to. That's okay. Cheerios are good. And we'll give these a taste. There's two different colors in here, so maybe there's like a banana Cheerio and a caramel Cheerio. Do they make caramel Cheerios normally? I don't remember. It tastes like banana candy. The caramel doesn't come through real well. And the banana tastes like artificial banana candy, not like real bananas. Which I suppose is probably to be expected, but I was hoping for more. It's not real sweet, but it's Cheerios, so you don't really expect it to be. All in all, it's okay. I give it a 5 out of 10. If you're curious, try it. I'll eat it because I like Cheerios, but I don't think I'm going to go out and buy another box. Now, normally we do savory next, but you might see this cupcake and cookie sitting here next to me, so I feel like we should deviate and do them. These are both from the new Pillsbury pistachio cake box mix. I bought 2 of them and I used one box and made the cake, or the cupcakes. And the other one, I know it was a while back that the internet was doing the hack where you can turn a boxed cake mix into cookies. And it was relatively recently, I mean a few years. But I've been doing this since I was like 10. So does that mean I was like early to the trend? But the way you do this is you just take the boxed cake mix, 2 eggs, half a cup of oil, stir that together, and bake it at 350 for 12-ish minutes. And then I put it together in these sandwich cookies, and because Dubai chocolate is all the rage, I filled it with this chocolate frosting. Just Pillsbury out of a can. I didn't feel like making frosting. But I'm going to try it this way, and I'm going to try it with the cupcake. The pistachio is light, and I say that a lot about these pistachio things. It gets lost to the chocolate. As far as turning it into a cookie, it turns into a cookie every bit as well as any cake mix I've ever tried it with. So from that perspective, it's a win. Now, I used the chocolate frosting on the cookies, but Pillsbury also has a pistachio frosting, and I put that on the cupcakes. Nice soft cake. The pistachio comes through a bit more, but it's not competing with the chocolate. I actually think what I'm tasting is more the frosting. There's some flavor in the cake when it's not overshadowed by the chocolate. If you're really into pistachio and you want a pistachio cake, go for it. Personally, when I have pistachio, when I have any flavor, I want to be punched in the face with it. My favorite pistachio treat to date is still the, I don't remember what they called it. It was the thing at Starbucks. But the cake mix, I'll give it a 6. I think if somebody in my life wanted a pistachio cake, I probably would buy it rather than trying to make one from scratch. Let's get back on track and go to savory now. I've got 2 different goldfish pretzels. Let's do this one first. These are seasoned pretzels. I remember liking the goldfish pretzels a lot when I was little, but I tried them a few years ago and I think they've changed them. And clearly these are going to be different because these are flavored. This is the hot buffalo. I don't know if I said that. I'm not expecting a ton from this one, mostly because me personally, I'm not a huge fan of buffalo. So why did I buy these? Because they were interesting enough that I wanted to try them. They're a little bit bigger than your standard goldfish pretzel. Instant heat. The buffalo flavor matches very nicely with the pretzel flavor. And these are very clearly marketed more for adults than children, because usually it's kids you're giving goldfish to. I mean, I like goldfish, but they're marketed for children. These are not for kids. Well, I guess if your kids really like hot stuff, spicy stuff, but they're not for toddlers. I'm going to say they are balanced very, very well. That is a good buffalo pretzel. Me personally, I'm not going to get them again. I'm going to give them a 4. But if you like buffalo, you need to try these. And then I also got, that's not going to stay there. I also got the honey mustard version. And I am more enthusiastic about these. And if those were balanced that well, high hopes here. Those are nice. Those are really nice. Frankly, the buffalo ones are better. But these are good too. Now these you could give a younger child because they're not spicy. But I'm still going to say that they're geared towards an adult palate. I'm going to give them a 6. I could see myself craving these at like 2, 3 in the morning. Okay, one more savory. And that's again goldfish. Pepperidge Farm is on their game the last few months. These are goldfish crisps. Now, I hadn't heard anything about these, but they're saying that they eat like a chip. I don't think I've tried these before, but I hadn't seen anything about them on the internet before I ran into them in the store. A little bit bigger than your standard goldfish. They look light and airy. They taste more like the flavor blasted ones than the originals. The difference there is subtle, but they do. Texture. They're definitely more of a crisp to them. I wouldn't call them a chip, though. I would rather stick with regular Goldfish. I think the difference here is they puff up. So you're only biting through one layer rather than like the whole cracker. One more, but I think I'm going to stick to the original. Those just get a 4 as well. That's all the savory. Let's do marshmallows. I've got 2 different marshmallows. These are a stuffed gummy fusion marshmallow. It's got a crunchy coating, soft gummy candy, and a soft fruity center. I think these might be a little bit like the Nerds gummy clusters that I like so much. Maybe? I don't know, because I'm not usually a huge fan of marshmallows. Ooh, this is the mixed berry flavor. These are big. I mean, when you think about it, they're just regular marshmallow size, but compared to like a gummy cluster, they feel very large. Because they're not, this is not one bite. The outside is basically just really aggressive sprinkles, where the Nerds have like that crunch and that tang. I guess these are crunchy, but Nerds are different than sprinkles. The marshmallow inside, the marshmallow doesn't have a lot of flavor in itself. The flavor seems to be carried from that gooey center. Which isn't exactly goo, but isn't exactly gummy either. It's like a very loose gummy. Almost more like Jell-O, but not Jell-O, if that makes any sense. I'm going to eat the other half of this, because I can. So, they're not really like gummy clusters, but I do like them a whole lot more than I thought I would. I do believe there was a second flavor. Don't remember what that flavor was. I'm going to give those... a 6. I don't know if I'll get more, but I might. I like them. And then, Swedish Fish, and the people who make Swedish Fish also make Sour Patch Kids, put out marshmallows. So I got the Swedish Fish ones because I got the Sour Patch version of another candy that we'll try in a minute. These, I hope, will be good. They are sort of fish-shaped, not exactly. Covered in sugar, much like Peeps. The marshmallow is just white. I think maybe all the flavor is in the sugar, and there's not a lot of flavor. I'd skip these. They're not offensive, but they're not good. 3, not something I'm going to want to come back to. But like I said, Sour Patch and Swedish Fish are made by the same people. And they also started putting out these chewy candies. And for this one, I got the Sour Patch, because I wanted to see how they were going to handle the sour aspect in this format. The red one is my favorite, so we'll try that one. The flavor in this one is much better than marshmallow. The flavor tastes like the red Sour Patch Kid. The sour powder is actually in the middle. So you've got the sweet chew on the outside and you bite into the sour powder. Because of that, your mouth is already full with the sweet, so the sour is diluted when you get to it, as opposed to the regular gummies where you put them in your mouth and you're just overwhelmed by sour. So they're not nearly as sour as Sour Patch Kids. I like them. I like Sour Patch Kids better. I'll call those a 5. And because we're sort of on marshmallows still, I've got some Peeps. It's that time of year. Now, I know these aren't new. These were available last year, but I couldn't find them. They were an exclusive to somewhere that I couldn't get to. But the Tropical Punch Peeps. And this one's a bunny. All the special flavors are always chicks. I like that this one's a bunny. I don't really have a preference over chick versus bunny. It's just nice to have the variety. On the front here, we've got a pineapple, a lemon, a cherry, and an orange. So we'll see if that's the flavor profile they're going for Tropical Punch Peeps. They're okay. They're fruity, but I wouldn't call them Tropical Punch. And again, not offensive, just not particularly good. So, 4. And I got one more Peep here. And this is Dr. Pepper. I've said before here on the channel that I don't drink any kind of pop or soda. But I do sort of like the flavor of Dr. Pepper. But I won't drink it because I don't like the carbonation. I'll tell you that story sometime. But I'm kind of excited to have, like, the flavor in a non-carbonated form, in a candy form. They're kind of cute. Very sweet. And I'm not getting a ton of flavor out of this one either. A little bit. But not what I associate with Dr. Pepper, which is honestly all from the smell of it. Disappointing from my perspective, where I wanted, I don't know, I just expected more punch in the flavor. I'm going to call that a 4 as well. But now that they've done this one, my brain's going, they should make a root beer float Peep, and not related to new flavors, the coffee, donut shop coffee Peeps that they had out 2 or 3 years ago, bring those back. Those were amazing. What have we got left? Gummies, sprinkles, and 1 chocolate. Okay. I'm not positive how new all these flavors are, but the assortment is new, and I saw at least like 2 in the bag that I never had before. I like the True to Fruits from the Albanese company, but these are like a berry shape instead of the gummy bears. In this package, we have cherry, blackberry, blueberry, grape, goji berry, raspberry, and strawberry. And I don't believe I've seen a goji berry, or it's specifically Bing cherry. I don't think I've seen those before. So why not, right? Now if I can figure out which ones are which. I'm going to say the red. I have no idea what color a goji berry would be. And when you're talking gummies, I know what a goji berry looks like. I'm going to try this one and see what it is. I have no idea what that was. And I'm going to try this flavor of red and see if I can figure out what that is. I also don't know what that was. Pretty sure this one's blueberry. It's the last one I'm going to try. blueberry one does taste like blueberry. But, and I think this is a me thing, I like my blueberries when they're still tart, not when they're super sweet. I don't want them to be real soft and real sweet. I want them to be a little bit firmer and still have some pucker to them. They're good. They're Albanese. They're not going to be bad. But I think the True to Fruit in the green bag is still my favorite. Now, we've never done sprinkles on the channel before, but I saw these and they were just too cool. Made by Smuckers in cute little jelly looking containers, and we've got strawberry, grape, and peanut butter in a Jif container. There was also a peanut butter chocolate. I know what chocolate sprinkles taste like, so I skipped that one. I'm going to try the grape first, then the strawberry, and then the peanut butter, and then maybe we'll do like a peanut butter sandwich. You know what? These could be interesting on, what do they call it in Australia? Fairy bread? Where it's buttered bread with sprinkles on it. I might have to try that. I don't have any bread in the house, so I can't do it for you on video right now. But, oh, these are big. These are very long sprinkles. The first flavor is nice and fruity and reminiscent of grape. Then there's something that hits like a cross between peanut butter and Play-Doh. I'm going to try the others before I give ratings, but that was not promising. If nothing else, I love the little containers. Gonna have to do something with those. Not sure what. Turn them into some kind of craft project. These smell like strawberry. I mean like artificial strawberry, but they smell like strawberry. The strawberry ones don't have the aftertaste. I don't know what it is going on with the grape ones, but those tasted weird. The strawberry ones, I'm not going to say they taste like strawberry jelly or jam, but they taste like strawberry, not like whatever was going on with the grape. And the peanut butter. Anyone else hate these kind of seals? And I mean, I know that it's for my safety and I wouldn't want them to not be sealed, but they're hard to get open. They taste a little bit like peanut butter. And the aftertaste is pretty peanut buttery. But frankly, the grape ones tasted more like peanut butter than those. Those almost tasted minty? Sort of? Those are weird. Okay. I'm going to try... Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and try the peanut butter and the grape together. Maybe the weirdness of the grape will help the peanut butter out. Nope. I don't taste the peanut butter at all. Just the grape. Still with its weird... It's not even really Play-Doh, but it feels like it... clay, maybe, more than Play-Doh. It's weird. And peanut butter and strawberry. That's better, but it doesn't taste like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Although, so if you want to buy these, think about the strawberry ones. They're not bad. But I would steer clear of the grape and the peanut butter. They are just really not great. And I was so excited because they were cute and fun and cute and fun. I'm easily amused. I've got one more thing hiding under here. I buried it. And that is Snickers Extreme. This is just peanuts and caramel. And I saved it for last because how can it be bad? Wow. Okay. Before I bit into that, I totally would have told you that the peanuts and caramel is my favorite part of the Snickers bar. But now that I have bitten into that, I am very much understanding why there is nougat in a regular Snickers and why that's called Extreme. That is an intense bar. It tastes good, but the mouthfeel, it's very dense, it's very intense. I might buy it again if I was really hungry because all those peanuts are going to be like the protein is going to fill you up more than a regular Snickers bar would. But I don't like it better than a regular Snickers bar. I'm going to give that a 7. But that is all I have for this month. But if you enjoyed the video, if you could give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.